Good evening and welcome to our 20th Annual EL Secondary Awards Recognition Program. My name is Maida Bahamonde Gano, and I am the Executive Director of Instructional Leadership for Grand Rapids Public Schools. This evening, I have the pleasure and honor to introduce to you our Superintendent, Dr. Ledrian Roby, who will start us off.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gano, for that warm introduction. Good evening and welcome to the Grand Rapids Public Schools English Language Learners Celebration and Award Ceremony. My name is Ledrian Roby and I serve as Superintendent of Grand Rapids Public Schools. It is my honor and privilege to be here this evening. I'm excited to recognize and honor the remarkable academic achievements of all of our students during this unprecedented time. I want to thank you, your parents, for patience, understanding, and support as we have navigated this global pandemic. The fact that we are here virtually via Zoom to celebrate the 20th annual EL Awards is truly symbolic for this entire school year. Against all odds, in the face of a global pandemic, our students, our parents, teachers, and support staff have persevered. As a result, we are here to honor and celebrate 229 EL students from 13 different high school programs across our district who are beating the odds and achieving academic success. So again, thank you for being here, and on behalf of the Grand Rapids Board of Education, as well as our district leadership team, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Roby. At this time, I would like to acknowledge staff. The dedication and resiliency of our staff during this pandemic has been just wonderful, and I'm going to acknowledge the names of those who are here tonight with us. Secondary Executive Director, Mr. Rodney Lewis. Principals, C.A. Frost, Carla Finn. City High School, Ryan Hubbard. Grand Rapids Learning Center, Rodney Brown. Grand Rapids Montessori, Carrie Reed. Grand Rapids Public Museum, Christopher Hanks. Grand Rapids University Preparatory, Kenyatta Hill. Innovation Central High School, Mark Frost. Newcomer and Union High School, Aaron Rusi. Ottawa Hills High School, Stephanie Davis. Southwest Community Campus, Middle High, Carlos de la Barrera. And EL staff members, Malika Brown, Kay Smith, Von Doe, Isela Hernandez, and Britta Esteban. Without all of you, this evening would not be possible, so I thank you again. Now I would like to introduce the color guard and our national anthem singer. Innovation Central High School JROTC color guard, Colonel Pat Kerbuski, Sergeant Daniel Yench. JROTC candidates, Javier Puente Vargas, Sebastian Puente Vargas, Sammy Leggett, Demetria Snell, Jessica de Leon. Also, our national anthem singer, Anissa Stewart.
Guard, halt, right, face, present, arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we'd watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order, arms. Left, face. Forward, march.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mark Frost. I'm the principal here at Innovation Central High School. And now, it is my privilege, and it gives me great honor, to introduce our featured student speaker. Miriam Arona Quintero is a 10th grade student at Innovation Central High School. She is a student in the Academy of Health Sciences and Technology, and through her family, her classes, her teachers, and her own curiosity and initiative, Miriam has already found her path in life, and she is here to tell her story about how she found this path. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Innovation Central High School sophomore Miriam Arona Quintero.
Good evening. My name is Miriam Arona Quintero. I am 15 years old. I am currently a student at Innovation Central High School. I am in a health science technology program. I am honored to be speaking for the English Learner Secondary Program and also sharing how I managed to conquer the burdens of English not being my first language. Imagine you're in a new country you've never heard about. Everything sounds so unusual. Signs everywhere you cannot read. Not being able to communicate with others for basic needs like getting directions to a destination. That is exactly how my family and I felt when we arrived in the United States. We came from Sinaloa, Mexico, and situated in Chino, California. My mother and grandmother didn't speak a word of English, but they still managed to get jobs and provide for me. They worked as maids, cleaning houses and offices, and I would accompany them. I saw how hard they worked every day. We saved enough money and moved to Grand Rapids because we had family here. We moved in with my aunt, who was my grandmother's other daughter. She had a daughter, my cousin, who was about my age. And we enrolled in the same school, Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership Academy. I remember my first day of school in America. I was extremely nervous, petrified, you could say. It was my first day of kindergarten, and I spoke almost no English. I only knew the basics like hello or how are you, things I heard other people saying. I vividly remember holding my grandmother's hands and walking in the building and being greeted by the secretary as soon as I walked in. The secretary walked me down to my classroom and said, "You're going to love your teacher." All I could do was smile and say thank you. I remember sitting down at my desk and the teacher tried to talk to me, but I didn't understand completely, so I just nodded. I thought I was doing everything wrong. I strongly remember this memory as if it was engraved in my brain. I remember I had to use the bathroom that first day, but I didn't know how to say it in English. So I kept repeating it in Spanish, hoping my teacher would understand. All of a sudden, another student said to the teacher she needs to use the bathroom. I felt so relieved, at least someone could understand me. And that was such an enormous relief and help for me. Throughout the years, I have grown in my English abilities, but I'm still not fully proficient in English. English not being my first language has been a burden at times. I had to learn how to adapt quickly, starting kindergarten without knowing any. The language was hard, but I can truly say that is where I learned my English, little by little, from my teachers and friends over at Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership Academy. As soon as I learned English, I automatically became an interpreter for my grandmother. That is where I really put my English abilities to the test, and I became much better at it. However, my grandmother wanted me to be bilingual and maintain our Spanish language while I was learning English at school. And I realized that is was my turn to give back my grandmother's and mother's sacrifice by doing my very best at school and becoming an outstanding student. That is my priority, and now I have a new focus. I have become deeply interested in cardiology, the study of the human heart. In my opinion, it's the most fascinating, breathtaking part of the body. And my life goal now is to become an interventional cardiologist or a cardiothoracic surgeon. Last month, I got the most wonderful opportunity to join in a Zoom meeting called She Looks Like a Cardiologist, where female cardiologists try to encourage young women to become a cardiologist. It was the most amazing experience because I was exposed to all of these successful women and the career path I want to take. A woman's heart is so much different than a man's, and heart disease is the #1 killing of Americans. Another reason why I'm so drawn to becoming a cardiologist is because my grandmother was diagnosed with heart disease, and she is the most important person to me. I also want to be able to help millions suffering from any cardiovascular diseases. I am applying to become a DACA student, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So I have the opportunity to go to college and become a cardiologist. Even though English was not my first language, I am still not fully fluent. I defeated the burdens that came with not being a first English language speaker. And now I am surrounded by supportive, caring, reassuring staff here at Innovation Central High School. And I know that I can conquer anything that comes my way. As a second language learner, I realized I have to study 10 times harder so I have the same opportunities as other English-speaking students. In order to accomplish my goal of becoming a cardiologist, I often seek academic support from my principal, my teachers, and the counselors. I realize if I want to be successful, I need to focus on my studies and explore the opportunities to KCTC, Kent Career Technical Program, which is beneficial to me because this program allows me to identify hundreds of common medication and their uses. Also, I will learn to use instruments to aid in the detection, diagnosis, and treatment of diseases, injuries, or other physical conditions. I know I can do it. Sí se puede.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for that outstanding inspirational speech. Best of luck in your future, and I know you're going to be great. And at this time, we'd like to turn our attention toward the awards that students will receive, and I'd like to explain each one. There are 3 categories for these awards. The first is if students earn a 3.0 to a 3.4 grade point average, which is roughly a B average, students will receive a certificate. And that really is a very, very good accomplishment. If students receive a 3.5 to a 3.9 grade point average, which is roughly a B plus, A minus average for the school year, students will then receive a plaque. And that really is an excellent accomplishment. And if students have earned all A's, or a 4.0 grade point average for the year, students will receive the Flame Trophy, which really signifies a truly exceptional accomplishment for their year. So at this time, we'd like to read off the names of the students who have received these awards by schools. We will start with the C.A. Frost Environmental Science Academy high school, middle school students. The first student, John Calderon Sosa. Alondra Luna Marquez. Diane Vasquez Ramos. Eduardo Padron. Eric Cardenas. Angel Padron Porras. Now we'd like to move to City Middle High School. Mauricio Rodriguez Lopez. Erica Govea Garcia. Richard Leon. Angel Martinez. Lester De Leon Pacheco. Now we'd like to turn to the Grand Rapids Learning Center students. Lilio Vargas Aparicio. Robin Morales Ortiz. Now, the Grand Rapids Montessori Middle High School students. Amalone Andamariam. Boris Smith. Now we'd like to move to the Grand Rapids Public Museum High Middle School students. Gabriel Hernandez Gopar. Gabriel Noguez. Brandon Osorio Lopez. Perla Hinojosa Morales. Leslie Monge Garcia. Jordi Romero Lopez. I'd like to move to the University Preparatory Academy Middle School, High School students. Amy Calderon. Jaquina Reed. Alondra Sanchez Andrade. Liliana Valle Chavez. Damian Robles Quero. Henry Garcia Loerca. Julio Cruzado Bosque. Yailin Rodriguez. Narcy Morales Mazarregos. Yesenia Leon. Judith Mukamarenzi. Tao Tran. Netza Mazarregos. Now I'd like to move to the Innovation Central High School students. Jessica De Leon Aguilar. Michelle Gasca Zabala. Yumari Uera. Jackson Gabriel Ramirez. Noe Ruiz Divas. Alexandra Flores. Flordiama Loerca. Alessandro Gramajo. Yorvin Hernandez Lorenzana. Harry Lopez Perez. Daisy Tamaj Orozco. Alexander Vasquez Vargas. Angel Escobar Loerca. Sitlali Luna. Saida Flores Ipina. Yadira Rubio Garcia. Gladys Pablo Lopez. Florinda Bernabe Bautista. Charlene Mendoza. Cesar Moctezuma. Estefany Cifuentes Castillo. Adamaris Gasca Zurita. Javier Puente Vargas. Tomas Larios Velasquez. Eric Puente Cisneros. Giselle Vasquez. Gerson Velasquez Davis. Araceli Miranda Lopez. Angelica Martinez Reyes. Sandrine Atafurazali. Ashley Lopez Mazarregos. Torina Hernandez Garnica. Sandra Mazarregos Coronado. Leonela Fuentes Urbina. Cindy Pedro Tercero. Shaylee Mazarregos. Jerry De Leon Mendez. Anab Musa. Jennifer Ramirez Francisco. Adan Reina Rodriguez. Yenny De Leon Mendez. Christian Martinez. Andrea Mazarregos Miranda. Manuel Gomez Diaz. Juana Loerca Lopez. Lydia Ramirez Molina. Julian Shaina. Shayla Tong. And now for the newcomer students at Union High School. Abel Juarez Perez. Amy Naira Baruta. Pacifica Tuyashime. Santiago Lopez Lopez. Fermin Pablo Rafael. Myra Juarez Coronado. Alex Arriaga Gomez. Elvin Gomez Fuentes. Katundu Mapanga. Benilda Cifuentes Mendez. Coper Wa. Tomas Miguel Manuel. Lillian Perez Lopez. Pa La Ku Haser. Hatoy San Na. Mylan Orozco. Luam Bata. Jacques Iyunga. Brian Vasquez Velasquez. Bora Uzima. And now we'd like to move to the Ottawa High transition student. Brian Garcia Rodriguez. And now we move to the Ottawa High School students. Dayri Bravo Cruz. Stephen Mashali. Moise Tuyambaze. Lagajo Moletsane. Miguel Geronimo Perez. Elias Reynoso Rafael. Emmanuel Endekur Yayo. Eric Shiba. Yvette Muga Bakazi. Jonathan Geronimo Perez. Mutaya Pa. Pacifica Ishemwe. And now we'd like to move to the Southwest Middle High School Academia Bilingue. Yerceli Bravo Lopez. Annabelle Vargas Tercero. Janira Amaros. Wesley Mencho. Lizeth Martinez. Alermi Carlo Fuentes. Nayeli Garcia. Daiber Garcia Rodas. Stephanie Lucas Bautista. Michelle Melo. Diane Vasquez. Kelwin Lopez. Rosalind Lopez. Sandra Lopez Lopez. Jesse Rodas Diaz. Maria Gonzalez Diego. Tayla Lopez. And now we'd like to move to the Union High School students. Abdelhadi Aduma. Brian Fermin. Daphne Flores Venegas. Moises Garcia Roman. Hayabu Gebra Michael. Isaid Lopez. Ilya Montenga. Fred Mushiga. Zarim Mutete. Eleni Perez. Kendi Molina Mendez. Claudia Jimenez. Gerardo Correto Vicente. Kishindi Benjaminini. Denise Caguntiro. Juan Juarez Lopez. Alexis Raimundo Velasquez. Nancy Bamaka Alarcon. Analuri Mendez Gutierrez. Jeremias Perez Romero. Juan Ramirez. Ane Vale Lopez. Jason Picon Castro. Matias Domingo. Daniel Garcia Rios. Corina Gomez Luna. Emmy Morales Zavala. Joel Muniz Verdeen. Estefany Nunez. Grace Cayetesi. Stephanie Cruz. Liana Yanis. Jessica Waziki. Gerson Lopez Vale. Alvin Alvarado. Fabiola Andres Vasquez. Yemi Bamaka Alarcon. Dalila Ramirez. Reyes Sevilla. Joanna Valdez Luna. Hugo Rigoberto Geronimo Calmo. Jasmine Reyes Vargas. Estefany Rodriguez. Yetzeli Zapete Miyangos. Miriam Diaz Ornelas. Giselle Naira Mugisha. Freddie Raimundo Rafael. Sophonius Gibra Michael. Martha Calderon. Lucio Torres. Selim Mebratom Murutz. Amina Ireso. Ureli Quinones. Jessica Rios Sosa. Sofia Hernandez Garcia. Jennifer Chavez Lucas. Priscilla Chavez Lucas. Joseph Olmos Lopez. Nancy Ramirez. Doris Sanchez Pinero. Donald Figueroa Reyes. Alondra Sanchez. Kevin Perez Cabrera. Vanessa Alcacira. Leslie Mesta. Lucy Faniki. Stacy Aguilera Sota. Jatsin Ong. Ian Perez. Angela Perez Velasquez. Janet Reyes Gill. Jennifer Bigimbi. Stephen Nukuruziza. Nedzere Borrero Caraballo. Cindy Cervantes Juarez. Samarit Milimle. Nuria Neamzada. Regina Wilondia. Muweta Ta. Daniel Calderon Leon. Virginia Aguilar Lopez. Zemu Ereso. Cynthia Hakamana. Fezer Milimle. Temesgen Marutz. Maria Villarreal Miranda. Tanya Vasquez Olivares. Aisha Mohammed. Now we'd like to move to the Union transition students. Osvin Escalante de Leon. Ana Ruiz. Leslie Meneses Mendez. Leonel Gonzalez. Jason Figueroa Cifuentes. Francisco Romero Torres. Estevan Barrios Rodriguez. Saul Gallegos Gonzalez. Abel Matildes Espino. And that concludes the presentation for the awards for the EL students.
What a great evening this has been, recognizing our students. I wanted to take one last opportunity to give final thanks to everyone. Thank you so much, Innovation High School Principal, Mr. Frost, and staff, Awards Pro Company, Noah Desmet, our video production coordinator, Craig Garib, Anissa Stewart, our EL staff members, Dana Bialk. Thank you to all of you. Without you, we could not have done this. Also wanted to thank parents. Thank you for supporting your children. And last but not least, great job, students. You've done an amazing job. In spite of all the hurdles, you are being recognized for your wonderful accomplishments. Thank you and have a great evening.